Today we're in Southwest Virginia. We're going to go for a hike and see what rocks we can find along the way. This is weird, and it's something I haven't found before. I don't know that this is right, but this sort of looks like a tiny little geode. We're near water, as you've seen earlier in the video, so it might be a little baby geode. Let me shake it. It sort of sounds, unless I'm just hitting my hair, but to me, unless I'm delusional, sounds like you can hear like almost sand shaking around in it, which is one of the indicators that it could be a geode. Pretty cool. This might be chert or quartzite. I'm going to leave this one here. It's a little big, but it's really pretty. It's right next to a little elf hole, so I hate to take it from him. We'll just put it right back where he belongs. Here's a good piece of limestone. Again, I'm going to leave this one here, but it doesn't tumble. It's very soft, but we live in a very limestone heavy area, and this is a nice one. Good size, good shape, some pretty striping. Now, I don't know if this is just staining on this, but this rock is very pink. This one's going in the bag. You know, sometimes it's nice to check under these really freshly fallen trees. I found some good rocks under here that have been hidden for, I don't know, hundreds of years, as big as this tree is. Let's check and see if there is anything. If I don't sink down in here. Dirty. Now we've got our bag of finds right here. Let's dig in, see what we've got, get them cleaned up, and then we'll show them off. As you can see, everything's still pretty dirty. We've got a bunch of moss on some of these, leaves, dirt, depending on where we found them. So let's get these scrubbed up and see what we found. Here are the rocks cleaned up, as well as our little penny, 1978, much shinier than I would have thought. Unfortunately, I think this one, which I originally thought was probably chert or maybe even a quartz piece, is actually limestone, as well as these guys. I believe they're limestone, and probably this one as well. When things are caked so much in clay, like a lot of the trail we were on was, or completely covered in moss, like most of this one was, it can be hard to tell. I can't tumble limestone, but there's a ton of it here. I'm going to stick it in the CLR so you guys can sort of see how it reacts just for a second, then I'll pull it out. And we'll put the rest of these rocks, some very interesting ones, and sort of see how they clean up. This one's one of my favorites so far. I have my suspected limestone pieces in the CLR. I'm going to start putting some other ones in here, like this piece of granite. Although we won't tumble that one. It's got a lot of undercutting already. It won't tumble well. This piece of chert. Another one with some pink. And they're all in. All right, let's take a look at these rocks. So, first, we knew what this one was going in. This one's not going to be tumbled. You can already see that brown is undercutting. This is a piece of granite. I don't always pick up granite. They don't tumble well. And this one certainly won't. Some types tumble okay. I've had okay results with some granite. This one won't. But I thought it was cool looking. It's mildly disturbing to look at, but something about it is kind of fun. So we're going to hang on to it just as it is. We've got the big chunk of limestone that was fully covered in moss in the little creek. These guys, not limestone, actually sandstone. So these will be going outside. This one is not clay colored, but is also sandstone. This was more of a hike, really, rather than a rockhounding adventure. Although, you know, I can turn almost anything into a rockhounding adventure. But I was at some points trying to pick things up really quickly as we walked by on the trail, so it didn't slow us down too much. So while I was fooled on this one, some of these were just very quick pickups. So these will all be going outside into the rock garden. Now, this was one of my favorites. It reacted really strongly to the CLR on this part of the rock. So I pulled it out after just a minute. But this yellow jasper on this side is crazy. I have never seen a rock like this. I've never seen the jasper coming out of that. And when I found it, that's what I thought it was, but I really wasn't sure. I'm really happy. Look how vibrant that yellow is. I know we have a lot of yellow jasper around here, but I've never seen it attached to the matrix like that. That is so cool. Our little potential geode, I'm very doubtful that it's a geode at this point. as I believe I mentioned. So I got a new cab machine, and what I'm going to do is in just a minute, once we go over these rocks, sort of grind this down and see if we can tell anything from that. Since it's so small, that should be an easy thing to do to see. It's at least quartz, so that's still fun, and it's an unusually shaped quartz, so I'm happy with it either way. And I would have picked it up no matter what, but we'll see what it is. So stay tuned for that one. Now we have a variety of cherts. That's the cool thing about chert. That's why I love chert. Um, some people poo-poo it. I love it. Here's this one. It's got a lot of variety in it, and even more almost than you can see on camera. Now, there we go. You can see these browns. That's not dirt. That's within it. The whites are within it. The multicolored gray on the other side. Very similar. This has a lot of that translucency that I like to see in chert. It's a fun one, and it's a good sized piece. We also have this one that could easily be fooled for a quartz piece. Really pretty white colors. I think once we get it in the tumbler, it's going to go more smoky colored as it tumbles. It's got a lot, a lot of sort of angry parts. So I might even try to smooth some of these out before I throw it in the tumbler to sort of, give us a little more speed through that tumbling process. We'll see. I might just throw it in as is. Here's a more tan version of chert with some cool black going through and some almost yellow colored, almost like camouflage. That one's pretty cool. There was a lot of this. This one's more dark gray, almost with some striping. This one is pitch black. And to my best knowledge, this is still chert. But I've never seen it this solidly black. But I think that's going to turn out really cool. These are essentially a spectrum of a lot of what we found up there. I only grabbed 3 pieces, but there was a ton of it. Obviously the darkest to the lightest of what I grabbed. These were all in the same area. And they're all really pretty. But I think that solidly black one is really, really interesting. This one you can see some really vibrant, it's more vibrant in person, but you can see some really vibrant pink on it with the gray mixed in of this chert. This one I'm a little skeptical that it is chert, but it has some of that same pink, so I'm going to at least go with it for a tumble and see what happens. It's still got a lot of iron staining that didn't come out in the CLR, so we'll see. I may end up pulling it out, but no harm in throwing it in for one go. And another little chert piece that's got some pink in it. So again, no wild finds, but some of these are really pretty. We'll grind this down in just a minute. I think these pink pieces of chert are going to be really cool. This one's really unique, and I'm excited to see what that looks like in the end. The white pieces of chert are really cool. And of course, this jasper piece, which I'm not sure I'm going to tumble or not. I kind of like it as is. What do you guys think? Let me know. All right, let's go put our little mystery ball on the cab machine and see what happens. All right, are you ready for the reveal? Okay, see, there is a pocket. I'm not admitting delusion on this one. I'm under the belief this still could have been a geode or is currently a geode, and it was just really tiny and hasn't formed all the way. You can tell me I'm delusional in the comments and tell me what it actually is, or you can agree with me. Either way, I think it's pretty cool. It's cool to see the inside of this. I'll have a video on the cab machine coming up sometime soon, so you can look forward to that. But there is for sure a pocket. May not totally be a geode pocket, but there are tiny little rocks inside of the pocket, and I think that's pretty cool. Glad I picked this one up. I think that's probably the most unique one, followed by our little Jasper of the bunch. So nothing wild, but I think some pretty cool finds on this one, especially for a trip that was really more of a hike than, a rock hounding adventure. I think this was a pretty fun time. All right, guys, I'll see you next Wednesday at 11. Let me know what you'd like to see in the comments. Would you like to see more rock hounding videos? Would you like a cab machine rundown? Let me know, and I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.